everybody, and welcome to World Goa Day 2021. I would like to thank the organizers as well as Ashley Rebello, who was the coordinator who invited me to this event. My name is Lizette, and I'm going to show you how to make a very quick and easy fish curry. So let's get started. For this recipe, you are going to need just a baking dish with a nice lid that's nice and snug around the dish. Okay, so we get started by greasing our dish, which I've already done. Okay, and to that you are going to add two small onions or one large onion chopped. You're going to add 2 small tomatoes or 1 large tomato chopped. I've already done that for you. And to that you are going to add, I'll show you, you're just going to add some ground spices, and I'll show you what I have here. So I have 2 fresh green chilies that have been slit, and they were tiny, but they came from my garden. They're pretty hot. And I'm just going to read out all the spices and I'll put them in at once. So we've got 1 heaped teaspoon of ginger powder, 1 heaped teaspoon of garlic powder, 1 level teaspoon of turmeric, 1 heaped teaspoon of jeera powder, 2 heaped teaspoons of coriander powder, 1/4 teaspoon of pepper, and about 1 teaspoon of salt or to taste. Okay, so that is all going to go into the dish as well. Okay, done. I'm going to mix all that up together. We're going to add about 1 tablespoon of olive oil or coconut oil to the mixture. Okay, I'm going to add now about a handful of chopped fresh coriander. This is totally optional. I like it in there. And I'm going to mix it again. So very quickly on the top of that, I'm going to add some okra. I could not find good fresh okra, so I just used frozen ones. So I'm just going to put a few on the top. You may want to use about 6 or 7 okra chopped up, or whatever you like. If you don't like okra, just leave it out. Okay, so the next step is to get our liquids in there. And to this, I'm going to add 1/4 cup of water. Okay. And 1 cup of coconut milk. Now this is canned coconut milk and it works fine. Okay, I use a good brand. This was nice and thick. It's not the watery kind. Do not use the light coconut milk. It doesn't work quite as well. So there we go. Now that we've got all that done, we're going to add our fish. Now for this recipe, I used about 1 pound of any good fleshy white fish. In this case, I've used tilapia, and I've cut it into serving size pieces. But before I started, I just sprinkled some salt, some turmeric, and some paprika on the fish, rubbed it in, and kept it aside while I worked on the rest of it, while I chopped and I put the ingredients in here. So now we're going to put that fish right on the top. And now that I've laid that out, I'm going to put the juice of half a lime on the top of that. Okay, and you're done. You're going to close this dish. I hope you can see it. Okay, so that's what it is like over there. I am going to close this dish. It is going to go into the oven, into a cold oven. You're going to put it in the oven. You're going to close your oven. You're going to set the temperature to 350 degrees Fahrenheit and time it for an hour. Do not touch it until your hour is done. And we'll be back in an hour. Alright, so here we are an hour later, and I've just taken this dish out of the oven. It is very hot. I do not want to get burnt. As you can see, we've got a rich curry over here, and with the fish that's nicely done, our okra, our onions, and our tomatoes all nicely blended in there. I hope you enjoyed this recipe. You can find this recipe on my blog. You can Google Lizette's Cooking Adventures. My blog name is goakana.blogspot.com. So thank you everybody. Bon appetit.